Alright, so Kagurabachi, that's the series that I've decided to review. It's caused a big storm with readers of Jump, and it's 2 chapters deep. This is a series that I was looking forward to seeing from the description, the synopsis of the story, and was quite pleasantly surprised to see that it was, I think, the first or second new series that they've serialized for now. And I read it, I found it interesting. The art is fantastic. Usually with these series, they usually start a bit rough, and then over the years, the mangaka, they discover their style. But this is off to a really good start. The art is top tier, so I'll give them credit for that. Story-wise, it's nothing too mind-blowing. I've noticed a trend with Jump series of late, which I'll get into later. But yeah, it's still tolerable. Story is interesting. Characters, this is interesting. So the lead character, I think his name is Chihiro. He is, in my opinion, pretty bland, and yeah, kind of hard to latch onto, which is a bit of a shame because he's the lead character. And what's interesting is because his father, in my opinion, and his father's friend, Mr. Shiba, they both have pretty cool, eccentric characteristics. So what I'm trying to say is, with these kind of characters, it makes Chihiro seem a bit more boring in comparison. So the contrast is quite stark. He does, after reading it, the first 2 chapters again, Chihiro kind of, I don't know, warmed to me a little bit more, but still a bit bland. It's kind of like, I've noticed that with One Punch Man, you've got Saitama, who's pretty like monotone as part of his character, and I feel like Jump tried to have their own kind of Saitama character with Mashle, which again, that's the reason why I decided to stop reading Mashle after about 5 chapters, because I was just bored with the main character. I've seen that a little bit here, although again, like I said, after reading it again, the first 2 chapters, Chihiro has some sort of character at least. You see a bit of torment when his father dies, and I guess the whole revenge thing is some sort of characterization, gives a bit of intrigue. But bringing it back to the story, it's not too bad. They've already introduced the main villains that we can assume are the main villains at I think the first chapter or second chapter, or the first chapter. And then they're kind of cool. There's 3 of them. There's one guy who can just click and disappear, reappear. Pretty cool. They established the power system, or the power, not the system necessarily, but just the energy rules or whatever, like the ki or the chakras. So they use sorcery, which is pretty interesting. So far I've only seen sorcery to burn things, conjure things like a giant tree-like creature. When that Yakuza guy, who late in the story Chihiro slashes down, he has some information on what Chihiro's looking for, and it seems that the sorcery was able to create a tree out of the guy, which is pretty gruesome. And I forgot the 3rd use of sorcery I've seen there, but yeah, interesting stuff. But I don't know. I've heard a lot of talk about how it's some sort of plant, and in hindsight, I think there's a bit of credence to that. There's something strange about how the hype just came out. I mean, obviously, if something's good, it's good, but there was something artificial. It feels like they've pastiched a lot of different aspects of what I'm assuming Jump editors think is cool, popular, and trending. They've mashed it all together, and they've kind of they've put some sort of hype behind it, because it's no secret Jump, they're going to lose One Piece at some point. Jujutsu Kaisen's pretty much nearly finished, and same for My Hero. So I think they've got other good series too, like Sakamoto Days, which is fantastic. Even Black Clover's left the main publication, so Jump really need to have series that are big hitters basically. So I think they're really banking on Kagurabachi to take that mantle. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, there is some sort of credence to the idea of this series being hyped artificially. It's doing really, really well out of nowhere. So many memes about it. Or it could be just the case that everyone, not just Jump themselves, but the readers, everyone's just, it's like the elephant in the room, like they're looking for that next big thing. I think Demon Slayer kind of set Jump's expectations too high, because that kind of situation is a once in a lifetime sort of situation. So to replicate that so soon is pretty much impossible. So I don't know. But yeah, after reading the first time, chapter 1 and chapter 2, I wasn't that impressed, but I read it again, gave it some more attention, and it's not too bad. I'll give it like so far like a 7 out of 10. The majority of that score was for the artwork, and with any new series, you've got to give it some time. I'm thinking on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of how likely it will be axed under normal circumstances. I would say right now maybe like a 6 to a 5 out of 10 chance of it actually being axed, 10 being definitely axed, 1 being, or 0 being not axed at all. And the reason being as well is because it's seemingly got some sort of backing behind the scenes to make this like a big thing. So I feel like it might not get axed as soon as other series, but yeah, there you go. But I'll keep on reading it, and I'll do a proper sort of in-depth review and let you guys know what I think of the series so far. But the state of Jump is strange. I don't know what to say, to be honest. But it's good. It's good for the industry because different magazines need to have their shine too. If Jump can't maintain their dominance, then that just means other publications have a chance to swoop in and make waves. We've seen that with Attack on Titan with I think it's Bisatsu magazine. They were like a nobody magazine before, or at least under the radar, and then Attack on Titan's been brought into the highlight. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But anyways, if you enjoy this, like, share, subscribe. Can't believe I'm saying that, but yeah, it will be really helpful, and I'll drop a follow-up soon.